welcome to today's tech news. So today we're going to be talking about Windows 11, the privacy concerns, the features, and all that stuff. We're going to be talking about the FBI's their ways of their techniques for iPhone hacking iPhones basically being leaked. So yes, so that's been leaked, and we'll be covering the news coverage of that, as well as the fact that Brave Search has been released, and a lot of other topics. So stay tuned, everybody, and let's maybe start now. So why don't we switch to Firefox? So why don't we go first off with the story about Windows 11. So why don't we go and have a look at The Verge's coverage about the fact that Windows 11 will require a Microsoft account and an internet connection to be set up. So as you can see here, yeah, so basically previously you could create a local account, but now you have to create a Microsoft login again. So it is still possible to use a local account afterwards, but to start with you're gonna have to sign in with that sweet Microsoft account. So of course they're trying to link in all the kind of privacy invasive technology without getting blamed too much about that. So yeah, why don't I open up the windows a bit? Maybe I get better lighting here. Anyway, so basically the Windows 11 will be largely delivered through Windows Update. So yeah, so of course it's a minor revision, I would say, when it's compared to other revisions to Microsoft Windows versions before. So yeah, but of course there are some differences, and also you'll be required to use a TMP. You'll be required to have a TMP 2.0 chip in your computer to run Windows 11. And TMP is Trusted Platform Module. So yeah, but of course with all this technology there's a lot of privacy concerns. Windows 11 will be worse than 10 when it comes to privacy, it appears. And of course needing a Microsoft account means that they could tie in all your kind of information into one thing and sell your data and have personal identifiable information, which of course isn't good and does not respect your freedoms. And of course Windows has never really respected your 4 GNU freedoms. So yeah, like your 4 software freedoms, yeah. They've never respected that, so, you know, why change here, Microsoft says. Anyway, yeah, so at least there was there's some good news. There's some good news about Windows 11, guys. Let's get hyped and then let's get disappointed. But, you know, this is not hype, this is true. Windows 11 will be able to run Android apps to an extent. So, you know, Windows 11 will be able to... So here's a whole entire article about Windows 11. But of course, so why don't we go through this? So Windows 11 has a new look. So all the stuff will be centered in the middle now, if you didn't know. Netflix and other apps are at least now not fully pre-installed. They're now only like buttons on the start menu, so you have to download them. And I think that's a good choice by Microsoft. So yeah, but they got rid of live tiles, which many people are saying is good. But you know, I liked live tiles myself. Live tiles were, I liked them, alright. I liked how they were live updating and all that, but apparently Microsoft are getting rid of that. that you can now easily change the snap layout easier. It will be a bit harder to get rid of teams now, and it's built in, and that's just invasive, really. I think that's really bad because I don't like how they're building in the surveillance technology into the operating system even more than before. So yeah, the Xbox app is now built in, which is another thing that you might have to uninstall if you don't need it. And you now might be able to get some Android. So the Windows Store. Why don't we talk about the Windows Store, the Microsoft Store, as they call it these days? So the Microsoft Store has got some updates. It's now gonna be able to download some Android apps. So yeah, and also you can basically upload any type of app to the Microsoft Store now. Even PWAs, progressive web apps, can now be uploaded. All your apps can really be uploaded to the Microsoft Store, which is interesting. So yeah, so it's interesting overall that you can actually do that. And basically, yeah, so it's going to be very nice to see what's in the Windows Store. Maybe it'll flourish a bit more now, and it'll have Android apps, as I've already said, and you'll be able to download all your apps. Adobe Creative Cloud has come, because now you don't have to build it in UWP. You now can build it in any format, really, and they'll accept it. Nice, in my opinion. I might put my web app in the Microsoft Store. But, why don't we look at the CNET article just for a bit of a wider scope, just in case I missed any points here. Oh yeah, there's also Auto HDR, but that's not what I'm really going to be talking about. I'm not going to go over too many points, because as you can already tell, I'm going pretty fast to save you time. So, they're adding Auto HDR, which uses computer intelligence to enhance the graphics of games. And why did they say that? Computer intelligence. That's always how they've enhanced games, But, this is slightly different. I believe they're using, the graphics card to do something or other. I don't know how Auto HDR works. But, yeah. But, yeah, so of course the live stream cut out a lot. I remember I actually got home and I looked at the live stream, and it was cutting out constantly, guys. I could not watch it because it was like, and hello, and then it cut out, and then it was like, my family, and then it cut out, and then I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. So yeah, I had a load of problems with that, but hey. And I think Windows 11 might be a point where Linux people switch to Windows. Windows people switch to Linux. I'm not going to get that the wrong way around, guys. I am not going to get that the wrong way around. Because the thing is, with Windows 11, because of the TMP chip, if your device is older than about 7 years or 6 years, then your device might not actually support Windows 11. Because of the TMP requirement. So Trusted Platform module is meant to ensure better security, but the thing is they could lock down Windows to only be able to run Windows so Windows PCs could only run Windows maybe in the future, but currently they're just requiring TMP. It's a bit annoying, I know. And I think it's a really bad idea myself. So I think that they're just going to end up, they're going to end up going back on themselves. That's my prediction. The Sandro Linux prediction is that Microsoft are going to go back on themselves after a few people switch to Linux, because they want more freedoms and they don't want to get controlled by a big corporation like Microsoft. So yeah. But why don't we go on to the next story? So we talked about that for a bit. Why don't we go and take a look at take a look at. And so the fact that an iPhone hacking tool has been like the techniques of how the feds hack iPhones have now been released. Like some of the techniques that they're using. So as you can see here, here's a few techniques. It's on let's see if the Apple Insider video is, the Apple Insider article is still up. Yeah, it is. But of course I made a archive just in case, guys, just in case they took it off. So yeah, I like to use archive.is. It's nice. Anyway, so as you can see here, here's the kind of, they're using before fast unlock techniques to kind of to break into an iPhone, and they're also using after fast unlock. So hopefully they can maybe Apple could actually get rid of these techniques, because the thing is, now that everybody knows about them, have a guess what's going to happen. The feds aren't just going to be the only ones using them. No. It's going to be other people using them, like criminals maybe, or just random people, you know. So that worries me a bit. I'm not an iPhone user myself, but it's still a bit worrying, you know. But yeah, so basically it will attempt to install an agent. Basically it'll brute force your phone, and then it will try and extract your data. There's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, so you can read that article if you want to. It's interesting. It's interesting now that that's a thing. But hey, I think that could be bad. But hey, it's interesting to know how they do it. You know, sometimes these leaks are interesting. Why don't we talk about the fact that a lot of YouTube videos are just about to be made private? So yeah. So if you uploaded a video as unlisted before 2017, then you will they will go private, meaning a lot of unlisted videos are just about to go private on the platform. They said it was something to do with security. Basically, they're doing this so they can choose whether they're going to stick around. But people who have saved unlisted videos for other people's content may stand to lose as a result. And of course, the problem is that let's say you've lost control of your account, well, they'll just turn all your unlisted videos to private, and that's going to be pretty bad for some people who no longer have access to their accounts. So, you know, it's pretty bad overall. But hey, Odysee is a great platform. You should check that out. That is much better than the YouTubes and all that. So you can evade the censorship and all that. But you know, YouTube's good for certain things. You know, if you want to use YouTube, you can use YouTube. Yeah. And just make sure that you toggle that, you know. So why don't we talk about the fact that Brave Search is now live? So I will give a live demo of Brave Search with nothing. I haven't even logged in yet on this certain session. So why don't we search up Sandro Linux? And as you can see here, Brave Search is working. So yeah, you can check out my video on it. It might be up in the cards if you're on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, well done. Yeah, it's not going to be there. But you know, you can watch my video on Brave Search or whatever. So why don't we look at something very interesting? So when you thought that the LG Velvet was the end of those phones, then it might actually turn out that there were ones that were never sold and were given to LG employees. They were sold to LG employees, and the fact that they had these buttons, they had pressure sensitive pads instead of true buttons, and they looked very similar. and basically this was a leaked thing. I might add a link in the description to this video maybe. If you're on Odysee, that will definitely be in the description, because I might not want to link it on YouTube just in case they like claim me or something for the video being weird or whatever, because this is not the most official looking video, you know. But yeah, it is a video about the phone, and it looked like a very interesting phone. So yeah. So here's all the specs. It was meant to have a 888. It was meant to have 8 gigs of RAM. It was meant to have 128 gigs of storage. It was meant to have 128 hertz P OLED display, a triple cam on the back, and 4,500 milliamp hour battery. So yeah. But of course that will never come out. But hey, because LG quit the phone business, that's pretty sad, I know. But hey, why don't we go into? Why don't we look at news about? So why don't we talk about John McAfee just for a second? So John McAfee has died. He's a he was a tech guy, you know. He was a guy, he trolled a few people, you know, in his time. He trolled a few, and he did a few things with his life. But, you know, yeah, so he died in a Spanish prison after being told that he, was going to go and be extradited to the US. So yeah, so that's pretty sad in a way, because apparently he did tax evasion and they wanted to lock him away for like 35 years. Jesus Christ, I don't know what the heck the US are doing with their stuff, you know. But yeah, so yeah, it's pretty sad in its way. John McAfee, he said that he would never kill himself, which is interesting. So he might be saying that he could have been killed. I'm not going to say that he was killed, because he probably wasn't killed, but you know, he could have been killed. He said that he would have if he died, he would have been killed. If I look up his whacked tattoo, he had that. It was a bit weird, you know. But there's a thing called the whacked token. So yeah. So apparently like whacked is now a crypto token which you can invest in. Interesting. It's a weird token, and it could just be a hype token. Some people say it will release some sort of evidence or something or other. I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But hey, why don't we move on? So John McAfee's dead. He founded McAfee Antivirus, and that's pretty sad. But you know, he was a bit strange in his way. Yeah. So why don't we go on to Germany? Launches a antitrust investigation into Apple over iOS. So this is mainly just over the there's been a lot of stuff going on recently, guys. There's been a lot of stuff going on with Apple, regulators, big tech in general, getting sued. We don't really know, you know. So yeah, so all sorts is happening. And it's quite interesting, I guess, to see it all play out, see the potential monopolies, and what the regulators have to say about it. And yeah, so they're eager to approach it and have an open dialogue about its concerns about antitrust problems, like anti-competitive behaviour by Apple. So yeah, this is just in a series of things with big tech. But hey, why don't we talk about a more interesting thing now, guys? We've went through a lot of stories today. Maybe the most stories I've ever went through in a video. And a stream, in fact. Definitely for a stream. But, you know, why don't we talk about the fact that the new Avengers update has flashed IP addresses on screen if you're a streamer on PS5, this might be a big problem for you because it might have accidentally just told people where you live. Oops. Yeah, so here's a so he was playing, and so yeah, so it might mean that you might just end up with identifying where you might be, but you know, not the worst thing in the world, but you know, it might be a bit of a problem for some people, you know. But hey, after some mediocre reception, this might not be the best thing that happens to the game, you know. But you know, hey, this is bad if you use that. But hey, this is the problem with proprietary software. That this kind of stuff can happen. But you know, of course, it could also happen with open source software. We can't forget that. But it often happens more with proprietary software. So why don't we go on to the next story? Another story, guys, another story. We need to recap everybody on their tech news after going away for a few weeks. So a Google Drive update is about to break a bunch of links. So yeah, so basically you need a special URL with direct ownership with it. I don't really understand this fully, but you know, this might be a problem for you if you use Google Drive, so make sure that you've updated, you've checked out this article, and that you're just generally informed, because something big is happening starting on September the 13th, apparently. Yeah, apparently you will need to receive a URL with a resource key attached, so yeah. So this might break a few links, probably a load, but you know, hey, you need to fix up your links, guys. So yeah, why don't we go on to the last, actually, why don't we go on this story? Not the last story, yeah. So why don't we talk about the fact that Z5 has launched in the US, so this is bringing a lot of Indian, Pakistani, and Bangladeshi. I don't know how to say that really, but you know, it's bringing that content to the US. I believe this is already a thing in the UK. I've heard of it before. So yeah, so it'll be launched with 130,000 hours of content on it. So yeah, so there'll be so all those US people, you can finally get all your, if you're from India or you're just interested in the Bollywood, whatever the Pakistani thing and whatever the Bangladesh thing for Bollywood or whatever that is. I'm sorry if I'm like doing anything bad with my terms here, but you know, if you are from that kind of those regions, and or if you just like the content, because you know there's some good content over there, then that good for you. You can watch some of that stuff, and you can see some of the Bollywood films. You can see a load of the originals and a load of these great new programs, and you can watch some Bollywood, and everybody's happy, you know. But why don't we go into a story that not everybody's happy about? I swear this is the last story now, guys. This is the last story. I accept. So, you know, this is the last story. So, visual search is coming to Instagram. So, yeah, so of course we're seeing a lot of these new kind of visual search things, but I think this is bad because it's trying to target people, and we could potentially be using this for all sorts of kind of fingerprinting techniques to kind of track where people are going and stuff. So this probably isn't a good thing, you know, and I don't trust Facebook. Out of all the companies, I can Google's alright, but Facebook is where I cross the line, guys. Facebook's bad. I don't use any of their products for these kind of reasons, that they're using these kind of visual search techniques. And yeah, it could be good for you, but I don't think you should use it because you're giving Facebook your camera. I mean, yeah, Instagram, which is Facebook, your camera. So yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. But hey, what I think we've basically finished up the tech news for today. So thank you for watching. Follow me on Odysee if you want to see this live. Next time that it happens, like and subscribe and share. And if you want to see the extended stuff after this, then please check me out on Odysee. Remember that. And also check out sandrolinux.com. Maybe check out that video that I just made about iCab. That's a great internet taxi, you know. So yeah, so make sure to check all of those out. It's on the kind of macOS 9 build, that is. So I'd check that out. It's interesting. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a nice day, guys, and peace out.